Okie dokie, welcome to our final lesson on factoring. We're going to look at factoring what is called a difference of squares. Okay, so remember that the difference is the answer to a subtraction question. Okay, so difference means subtraction, and perfect squares are things like 9, 16, 25. Those are our squares. So we're looking at a difference of squares. We're going to look at it first as if it's a trinomial. So if we look at this initial one here, x squared minus 25, you'll notice that there's no x. Remember that we are looking at things that are in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So you'll notice that there's no x term here. So if I needed that x term, I could rewrite it to say 0x minus 25. Now, that means the same thing. So now if I go to my cross rule and my sum is 0 and my product is negative 25, my two numbers that are going to work to give me this are negative 5 and positive 5. And if you remember, because this is the shortcut, the coefficient at the front is a 1, so I can just pop these in here, x minus 5, x plus 5. Okay, let's look at the next one. Same thing, I could write a 0m in here. Okay, so my sum is 0, and my product is 9 times negative 16, which is negative 144. So I need two things that multiply to negative 144 and add up to 0. Well, how about negative 12 and positive 12? Okay, so if I rewrite that middle term, negative 9m squared minus 12m plus 12m minus 16, and I group, I can take out a 3m from my first group, and that will leave me with 3m minus 4. And I can take out a plus 4, and that will leave me with 3m minus 4. So my factors are 3m minus 4 and 3m plus 4. Okay, let's look at r squared subtract 4. So again, if I want to do rewriting this as r squared plus 0r minus 4, my sum is 0, my product is minus 4. Well, look, that's going to be minus 2 and positive 2. R minus 2, R plus 2, because there's no number in front. Now, let's just stop there and examine. Let's look at our factors that we get. So do you notice anything about the two factors? X minus 5, X plus 5, R minus 2, R plus 2, 3M minus 4, 3M plus 4. Hopefully you notice that they are the exact same factors, just a different sign in the middle. These are called conjugate factors. Okay, so conjugates are x minus y and x plus y. Okay, where the two terms are the same, the sign in between is different. Okay, now how could we make a shortcut? Okay, between, so if you look at the number 4, and I get 2 and 2, the number 25, and I get 5 and 5, the number 16, and I get 4 and 4. Well, look, it's the square root of that last number. And what about the first term? Well, x and x, r and r, 3m and 3m. Well, 3m times 3m gives me 9m squared, and it is the square root of that. So in fact, when I factor these difference of squares, what happens is I always get two factors that are conjugates of one another. Okay, so you get two factors that are conjugates. Okay, and the way that I get those is by square rooting the first term. So if I square root 4x squared, so what times what itself gives you 4x squared? Well, 2x and 2x. And square root the last term, 1 and 1, and one of them is positive and one of them is negative, and it doesn't matter which is which order they go in. Okay, but that is how I factor a difference of squares. So in summary, if I have x squared minus y squared, my factors are x minus y, x plus y. Okay, so square root each term, 1 positive, 1 negative. Okay, you can always go back and put a 0 in and do it the long way, but if you recognize them, you can do this the short way. So you go ahead and practice. There are some practice questions for you to do on the next page.